What's up, YouTube? It is me, the artisan Nick, in the place to be on the St. Patrick's Day. Shout out to all my Irish descendants of slaves. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. So, I wanted to drop a little bit of my my thoughts on St. Patrick's Day. I was listening to Angry Man's stream from earlier today about why he celebrated St. Patrick's Day, and I thought it was funny because earlier in the morning I was having a conversation with somebody about this very thing, female about this very thing, and telling her that I celebrate for my Irish ass. I do because it's a little known fact in this space, but you look at my name on this channel the way I spell it, I don't spell it MC. I spell it Mick. That's the point. It's artist Mick, it's not artist MC. That's just a common misnomer because everybody sees the C and they just automatically capitalize. No, I'm a Mick. I am a Mick. Like legit. Right? So I always knew from my father's side we had Irish in our family because we have an Irish surname. We do. We have an Irish surname. So I always knew it was there, right? And I've done my research on what part of Ireland it comes from and all that stuff. Yeah, it's very few black ones, but yeah, we in here, right? But within the last couple of years, my grandmother on my mother's side told me that we have legit Irish on their side as well. And who are they? The family on my mother's side, they come from Arizona, right? Grandmother, uncle, grandfather, they all come from Arizona, right? My grandmother's people came with the first settlers to Arizona. They were slaves of the first settlers to Arizona. And some of them were hooking up with them, slave masters. You know who those slave masters were? Irish. They're Irish. My mother's side of the family is deep in Arizona. Like, deep. Like in the history of Arizona, my mother's family is there. Because that's how long they've been there. Now the funny part about that is when I was a kid, so we went to Arizona for a funeral. And that's where I got to meet like 100 at one funeral, right? And that was the first time I saw somebody dark skinned and red hair. That Irish blood was. My cousin is a female. I can't remember her damn name. She was darker than me. Red hair like a fire engine. For real. And I thought that was weird. My mother told me, like, no, black folks can have red hair too. Well, you get a little older, you figure out where that comes from. Yeah, you can. Now, sitting there listening to AM stream, I was laughing my ass off because he's talking about some of the very things that I know that I've talked about with my friends, and one of which was tolerance for drinking. I do have a very high tolerance for alcohol. I do. And it ain't natural. Well, it's natural genetically, but it's not natural to the rest of my family necessarily. There's two people who have this. Me and my cousin, my first cousin. Now, she's mixed with black and Japanese. She has a constitution like she was drinking all her life. Now, it might have been because my uncle was drinking so much, but she has a very high constitution. Her and I both don't get hangovers. We don't get hangovers. might get sleepy, silly acting, but we don't get hangovers. And I've drank hard and woke up the next morning like, let's get at it. Maybe a little sluggish, but no hangover. None of that headache, none of that throwing up. No, you don't. I credit that to that Irish blood there. Other thing I have that most black folks don't have, fucking hairy. Okay? I have hairy ass legs. That's why I wear shorts all the time. Got hairy legs. Big, strong tree trunks of legs. But hairy. Hairy chest, all that shit. Right? Some people in my family don't have that. My father ain't got no hair like that. My dad, kinda, you know. It's part of that melting pot soup that we in. That you get this mixing of genes and stuff in America. And you get some benefits. You get some disadvantages, you get some benefits. I can say the other one that I can credit to that side is that if you hear me say it's cold somewhere, it is really fucking cold, man. It is really cold. Mick, yep. What up, no one? Top of the evening to you, Chucky or not. Now, if I say it's cold, it's fucking freezing. Reason being, I throw off a lot of heat. Like I am unseasonably hot all the time. Just give off heat. It has to be really cold for me to actually be like, damn, it's chilly. Otherwise, you can stand next to me and get warm. Because I radiate a lot of heat. So it's a cold tolerance. It's there too. Now, all that can be all fun and good, right? It's good for some laughs and stuff like that. It's good for some drinking games because, you know, I could probably win or I could outlast the other person. It's good. But like Angry Man was pointing out, the reason I stopped drinking so much was because I realized my tolerance was so high. I didn't want to have to keep drinking pint after pint after pint until I started getting a buzz. That wasn't okay. I knew it wasn't okay. So that's why I stopped. That's why I stopped. So now if you guys see me have a shot, it's probably the only one I need. Because I got it so low that I can have one drink and be cool. Because once you start doing it, it just keeps raising. It's like, oh shit. And that's what I realized when I was in my 20s. I started drinking Clear Christian Brothers, brandy. And I used to have a pint, and that would get me right. Then the pint wasn't enough. Then it was a pint and a half. Then it was two. Then it was harder alcohol. Because mind you, when I started drinking, I didn't start drinking beer. I skipped over that. I went to the hard alcohol first. MD 2020, Cisco, anything like with a high proofage, I was on that first and taking it. So once I got up to about 2 pints to get a buzz, I realized there's a problem because I'm doing the math in my head. I'm doing the analytics. Like my blood and this alcohol. And this shit is mixing. Dude, I'm gonna have more alcohol in my bloodstream than fucking plasma. This is not healthy. It's not healthy. My father had problems with drinking. Why? Because he could put it away and get violent. Like, jeez. He could put it away. I didn't need to do that. You know, so that's what made me fall back on it. Now, the other thing I'll say It's the joke I made earlier today. Irish people were kind of like the Negro of Europe. Disrespected, talk shit about them, went through wars, had people taking shit from them, all that, right? But they some good folks. Leave the fuck alone. That's all you need to do. Leave the fuck alone. Right? British found out, didn't they? Look, British found out because the IRA means something completely fucking different than just your retirement plan, okay? It means something completely different to them. Now, I've always had an affinity for hanging out with Irish folks. I like hanging out with Irish people. They're cool as shit. Because one thing you know is going to happen, you're going to drink. And the language is actually funny sometimes. Now, yes, you can run into some racist ones. You can. You can run into racist people of any culture. It don't matter. You can run into some racist black folks, right? That don't like Negroes, right? It doesn't matter. But I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about the cool ones that like to hang. So I would say, shout out to my boy Patrick McGilly, right? And my boy Sean, I can't remember his last name, but I work with construction. Patrick and Sean was cool as shit. When I was an apprentice, these were my journeymen. Fun as hell to hang out with. They put me out the game of drinking for a good couple of years because I went with the Irish people in San Francisco to an Irish pub trying to show them, you know, some drinks. Show them what a flaming Dr. Pepper was. That was the first time I threw up from drinking. Because my boy Sean had me finished in the game, in the club. We were in San Francisco, I think it was what, Route 6 or Route 2 or whatever that bar is on Van Ness. We was in there killing it. We got off of work at 3:30. I didn't leave that motherfucker until damn near 8 or 9. We was in there drinking the whole time. And when I left there, only reason I left because I knew I was done. And Sean had bought another round. I'm like, shit, Sean, I gotta get out of here. I'm drunk as fuck. He's like, no, I ordered one more. You gotta take one more. I said, Sean, I am drunk. I gotta get out of here. No, I have one more. Fuck! I had that last Heineken. Yeah. Done. Now, I can say this. It wasn't the alcohol itself that made me throw up. It was going down to fucking Market Street in Frisco and wanting something to eat and getting some fucked up greasy ass fries from Wendy's. That trash ass fucking restaurant there was nasty just walking in there. Shouldn't have even got that shit. But them greasy French fries and that alcohol I had been drinking, because I was drinking hard alcohol. Maybe Dr. Pepper got amaretto and some other shit in it. So we had a couple of those back to back. Woo! That did not mix well. It did not mix well. It was not long before that was coming back. But also in that time, my boy Sean got me on listening to Thin Lizzy. He got me listening to that shit. Because they really like music. They really like black folks' music. Soul music especially. James Brown, all that stuff, they love that shit. We got to talking about music and he tried to hit me on some Thin Lizzy. I'm like, oh shit, it's pretty good. Made me a tape, because this is like 90s. He made me a cassette tape and gave it over to me. So I've never had any hate for no Irish folks. They always been cool as hell to me. So when I go out St. Patrick's Day, I usually have a good time. I do my Irish drinks. Maybe I'll get a green beer. The first time I saw that, I was doing security in a bar on a UC Berkeley campus, Bears Lair. And I was security that night for St. Patrick's Day. And this was when I was about, 20, 28, 30. And the guy I was working with was cool. He was Irish. He'd drink his ass off too. Damn, I'm forgetting his name. I want to say it was Peter. He was cool as shit. But he kept calling all the students on the campus kids. And I'm like, kids? Then I had to think about the shit. Yeah, we older. We in our 30s. Yeah, these are some fucking kids. So I'm sitting here looking at all these hot chicks. Doing my little security gig, and they popping, green tablets in the beer and making this green beer and getting old pictures of green beers. And that should look good, but I'm working, I can't drink. Right? And I'm thinking, I want to be hanging out with them. They talk about these as kids. But I did ask one of the waitresses, it's like, does it change the taste? Does that tablet change the taste of the beer any? And she was like, I don't think they would notice if it did, because they was pounding that shit. I was like, fair enough, maybe not. But yeah, it's just some fun shit to do. Just some fun shit to do. What is Lucius Lee in here talking about? Are you speaking some Gaelic in here? Looks like that might be. My phone is jiggling around too much. Oh yeah, Beastly. Look, dude, it was a total bar fight. And them French fries got thrown out the fucking window. French fries got thrown out the window. I was so drunk I fell asleep on the BART, ended up in the wrong direction, missed my stop. And as soon as I got off that train and hit that night air, that shit came out. It came out, no warning. Just straight ejector seat. I had to stay awake, wait for the train to go back the other direction to my transfer station, stay awake there to get on the train to go back to Richmond, and then walk home, drunk as fuck. And I'll never forget this. My supervisor, Ed, this was a Friday night. I was supposed to work Saturday. My supervisor, my foreman, Ed, had went to the bar with us, and he left early, right? I called him that next morning, like, Ed, man, I can't make it, man. I am fucking sick. He said, oh, y'all stay out? How late did y'all stay out? I said, a while. He said, yeah, I didn't think you were showing up today. He knew. But you know who was there at work? Sean ass was at work. Like, God damn. They put me out the game. They put me out the game for like 3 years. I didn't touch another drop of alcohol after that, dude. I was done, son. Like, this is not a competition I want to win. But it was fun. It was always fun. So one of the other things, since I got an Irish surname and I got kids, one of the other things I did is I always watch Irish movies. If it was something about Irish culture or something like that, I watch it. Why? Because just like Angry Man was saying, you need to know all of your cultures. The more mixed you are, the more you need to know that shit, because that is a little bit of ownership you have over your heritage. Like, my daughter is black and Thai. Why do you think I wanted her to take Muay Thai? That's her culture. I told her that. I said, that's your culture. You know that, right? Yeah, you black from here, but that's part of your culture. You need to have that. You got ownership over that just like you got ownership over being black. You don't have to pick one or the other. And that's why I think is the beauty of mixed kids sometimes. In this culture, the culture wants them to pick one or the other, right? But if you look at the rise of the mulattoes, right, rise of the mixed kids, they are becoming their own ethnic group. They don't have to sit straddled on one side or the other. That's why I can't get into all these sometimes these silly ass black and white conversations. Why? I got a big skin. No, it's silly to me. Can't always be that polarization of one and the other. I told y'all before, what's the best revenge for finding a racist? Fuck his daughter and get her pregnant. That'll fix his ass. It will. Probably need some color in that family. Then they can get off of that shit. Just say it. I tell that to anybody. It don't matter racists of any stripe. If they don't like black people and they think you fucked up and all the rest of that, go have a baby by their daughter. See how quickly they hold to that when they got these grandbabies. I can tell you this, grandmother ain't gonna hold to. Grandmama want her grandchildren, period. The end. So let them keep fucking around if they want to. That dumb shit. But for me, this is where I think my daughter has a leg up on folks because she can ride on both cultures. She can rep both cultures. She can wear her afro like Angela Davis and wear her Thai garb like she Ong Bak reincarnated. She can. She can do both of those. And that's kind of cool. Because for me, I like variety. I don't like things always being so polarized. So she got a leg up in some ways. So, excuse me. Y'all see that? Got my Shamrock Shake because I can't have no alcohol tonight because I'm on call. So since I'm on call, I can't go and get me any Macallan, no 12-year-old Macallan, and start fucking with that all night. I can't do it. I want it. I taste it. I fucking taste it on my tongue. Can't do it. I really want to find somebody who could make me some corned beef and cabbage or some corned beef and hash. I need some of that shit. I really do. My coworker at work, my admin, she told me she was cooking that shit tomorrow, and I looked at her and said, I don't like you. Fuck wrong with you? Bad as Malika and fucking Toya. She don't know y'all, but like, look, I got two friends I get mad at when they tell me all the food they can cook because I know it's good, and I can't have none of it, so I don't like hearing about it. Fuck y'all. So for me, Ireland always is interesting. I would go to Ireland and visit Ireland. That's one of the places on my list. It's not as high as Egypt or Japan, but it's like in the top 4 or 5. It is. Because I would feel I have a right to go to Ireland and go to, I believe it's called the Donegal region of Ireland in, what is it, the northwest side of Ireland. And I got a right to go there because that's where my last name comes from. So basically that's where my family comes from. Or at least my descendants, or at least my ancestors came from there. I'm a little bit further removed, but the fuck, dude. Look, it wasn't my choice. It's not my fault. Some Irish motherfucker saw some little chocolate chick and thought he was getting it in and shot up the club. Sue me. It happened twice. On my father's side and my mother's side. They really like chocolate. Now, the funny thing is, I haven't had any Irish women. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had any Irish women. It's weird. I like Irish women, especially ones that have that accent. That shit is cool as hell. They just sound cool as fuck talking. I've been friendly with them, but it's always in a bar, right? It's never, oh, we went out and hung out, you know. No. He said, yuck, Macallan? No one. What sacrilege are you saying? And it's not McCullen, it's McCallan, dude. What the hell is wrong with you? McCallan. That shit is delicious. 12-year? Woo! I fuck with 12-year because my birthday is on the 12th. So I keep fucking with the 12-year. But that shit will punch you in your heart. It will punch you in your heart. Now, some good shit, though. Oh, he said, yep, that's yuck mouth. Fuck you. That's some good ass alcohol. You don't know what the hell you so used to drinking that rock bottom liquor. You can see some good shit. Zoliciously. Kufu Kwazeke Mazanunga. Okay, if that was an insult and I find that shit out, I will fucking block your ass. I'll have time to find it out right now. You said you haven't had 12 years? Well, stop. Look, man. If they only made one version of McCallan and you had that and it sucked, I would say, okay, fair enough. But they make a couple of different versions of it. And if you didn't have the one I'm talking about, then you can't say all of them suck. Just say the one you drank sucked to you. That's it. Oban 14. Look, man. More Highland Park 12-year. Yeah, see, a 12 usually tastes real good for some reason. I don't know what it is about sitting for 12 years that make it taste a lot different than maybe it sat for like 8. It needs 4 more years to grow on you. 12 be tasting right. That'll wake your ass up. Look, my neighbors, Latinos, all of them Latinos, they got their green on. They piling into the truck, piling into the Silverado right now, about 6 of them. Where do you think they going? All of them got some green on. They about to go get it in, nigga. That's what I told you. They about to go get it in. They don't give a fuck who holiday it is. They about to go get their beers and get it active. Yeah, try it. And if you don't like it, you ain't got to drink it again. Now, look, that's the rules my mama gave me. Try it once. If you don't like it after that, you'll never have to have it again. But you need to at least try it one time. Most things. Some shit you don't need to try one time to figure it out if you don't like it. No, you don't. Well, yeah. So the other thing that I do when I can't drink and when I have my kids is I got into watching movies. And I have a playlist that I watch on St. Patrick's Day. I do. I have a playlist of movies that I watch on St. Patrick's Day. Now, the first one goes without saying, which is Boondock Saints. I always watch Boondock Saints. Now, I'll probably watch it tonight because, like I said, I'm on call. I just came back home to try to get this Mandalorian and Bad Batch stuff uploaded to you guys. But I'll probably watch that tonight when I go back to work and get set up. I'll probably watch it tonight because that's my St. Patrick's Day movie. I always want to watch it on St. Patrick's Day, right? The other one, outside of Boondock Saints 2, All Saints Day, is Blown Away with Jeff Bridges and Tommy Lee Jones, right? Now, Jeff Bridges ain't really Irish, neither is Tommy Lee Jones, but I like the movie because it's about a bomb tech, and he used to be in the IRA, right? And he changed his name and came to the U.S. and hid, and he became a bomb tech. And somebody from his past comes to where he is and starts setting off bombs to bring him out of hiding, right? So Blown Away is a good movie. It's a good thing about puzzles, traps, and owning your past, so it doesn't come back to bite you, right? Like that one. Got a lot of YouTube music in it and stuff like that. It was a good movie because they were supposed to be Irish people, right? Now the other one is The Departed. Matt Damon, Leonardo, Jack Nicholson. Who else is in it? One of the damn Mark Wahlberg. There's a bunch of people in that movie that are really good actors, even the little chick that's in it, right? He got this RC car. This motherfucker must do like 10 miles an hour, the little RC car, because he whipping it in the street. But Departed is a good movie. Departed is a really good movie. Oh, Ray Winston is in it too. Yeah, I like him. Right. And it happens in Boston, Massachusetts, right? Everybody's playing up their little Irish accents and shit like that. It's a good movie about crime and corruption and the tale of two different boys. You know, the Departed. Yeah, the Departed. Fire with an old Forrest Whitaker. Yeah. So Departed is another one. Now, just for shits and giggles, if you wanted to do it, it's not really Irish, I don't believe. I think it's Scottish. But I'd also say Braveheart, just to watch Braveheart, right? Braveheart would be another good one to watch, right? And on top of that, Highlander. Now, it's debatable if it's Scottish or Irish to me, right? I can't remember if he was supposed to be Irish or Scottish. It's a little runoff. It's a little similarity there. I know for my name can go Scots Irish. I mean, Scots Irish. Either way. So I don't remember which one it was exactly, but Highlander is definitely one you got to watch. You can skip 3 and 4. You don't have to Final Dimension and shit. You can skip that shit. It's garbage. You don't need to watch that. But number one, the Renegade Cut. Number two, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. Born to Be Kings. I haven't seen Born to Be Kings, but I can add it to the list. If it's an Irish movie, I'll watch it. Scottish, yeah. And then the other thing that I watch, Sons of Anarchy, season 2. Is it season 2 or season 3? When they go to Sam Bell, when they go to Belfast. That shit was awesome. I got hooked on that show from that season. When they went to Ireland, I was all in on that show. I was all in. As soon as they went to Ireland, Sam Bell was something else. Sam Bell was something else, dude. All that little Ireland tie up was some crazy shit. Different. So there you go. If you want a playlist, if you ain't going out to drink tonight and party with your friends and stuff like that, pull up some more Irish movies to watch. What you'll see is that if you get into Irish history, they went through some of the same shit black folks went through. Some of the same shit. That's why I call them the Negroes of Europe, because they are. Everywhere on this planet, there is a group of people, no matter what color they look like, that kind of had the same shit happen to them that Negroes did. Same. Irish people are the Negroes of Europe. Who is it? The Filipinos or something like that? They're kind of like the Negroes of the South Pacific. Everybody else shits on them or tries to shit on them, but they got all the shit of value. That's usually what it is, right? So I get into that and understand that different cultures have gone through some of the same kind of struggles, and that it was all prototyping for what the shit they did to us in some ways, right? Or if it wasn't prototyping, it was happening at the same time or afterwards, right? There is a culture that gets it. So that's why I've never had issue with my Irish folks. I don't have a problem with having Irish in my background or my heritage and some shit. It just is what it is. Everybody, in my opinion, my belief in America, every black person that didn't just come from Africa recently is mixed. Every one of us is mixed. If you are an Ados descendant of a slave, you are fucking mixed, and get over it. If your feelings are hurt by that, I don't know what to tell you. Get some bubble wrap, because I don't sell it. I don't supply it, and I don't give you any tape. That's just what it is. We all mixed. Now, if you want to take a ancestry to prove that you're not mixed, we'll go right ahead. But I'm operating under the assumption that if one was doing it, a lot of them were doing it, and over time they did it a lot. Okay, think about it that way. Think about, you might think, oh, just slave master was just doing this and graping folks. Slave master didn't have to grape nobody. I will tell you, just like Angry Man said, read the Daughters of the Trade and shut your damn mouth. No, you ain't got to, even in this day and age, you ain't got to grape nobody to get no pussy from a chick. Apparently, they spring loaded. Legs and cooches, spring loaded. They pop open as soon as it's wet. So don't worry about it. Now, if you want to believe that one slave master slept with his slaves, what do you think his wife was doing? What do you think his kids picked up? Oh, you can sleep with your slaves. Now, this ain't just them. You know, back when we was kings, kings and stuff like that probably slept with their servants too. So don't act like it was just all about slave. It's what happens. People sleep with each other. Get over it. And sometimes they had babies because apparently that was the time before contraceptives. So I think it wasn't even called shooting up the club then. It was just called it is what it is. You wouldn't have a lot of mulattoes if it wasn't for that, would you? So get over it. Get the fuck over it. No, Born to Be Kings are lyrics in the Highlander. Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad. You're right. Yeah, the theme song from Queen. Yes. I was forgetting the title. Do you want to live forever? Born to be kings, masters of the universe. Yeah, come on, man. Come on, you had me fucked up. But yeah, there's what, 4 or 5 good movies that you can watch, and they're usually violent. They're usually violent. I would look for an Irish gangster movie or something like that, a crime movie. That would be fun because like I told you guys before, I like languages. I really love languages and hearing languages. Right. So watching a movie that is not American and people speaking in their native language is cool to me. Oh, Train Spotting. What? How did I forget that one? Ewan McGregor. You can watch Train Spotting. That'd be a good one too. And I think in the town with Ben Affleck, they're supposed to be Irish. Ben Affleck and Jeremy Renner are in the town. I think they were supposed to be Irish. And the town is a good movie just on its own. Just just not for nothing. I'm just saying. What else? Goodwill Hunting. They're supposed to be Irish because they're in Boston, South Boston. And I'm already watching The Wire, so I can get some of that shit in there with McNutty. What did I do? Dominic West. I love that fucking dude. Just for that role. What did I do? Open your goddamn mouth. Speaking of The Wire, speaking of The Wire, since I'm doing free association, R.I.P. to Lance Reddick, man. Reddick. R.I.P. to Lance motherfucking Reddick, dude. He passed away today at 60 years old. And it took to this year for me to remember that brother's name and really enjoying his performance on The Wire. Like I told y'all, I feel bad that I didn't watch this show when it was actually coming out new. I really feel bad because it is an awesome show, and those actors were awesome on that show. All those black, they were good, good performances. And I liked Daniels. I liked his character Daniels. Just learning that dude, learning Lance's his name was because he always gives such a good, strong performance. His character, just to cut how he
how he moves and looks. He's always so fucking cool. Like he mean business. Always. I'm like, God damn, dude. Good speaking Negro. His name is Doctor. Great actor. Who's Doc? He was on Spartacus also. His name is Doctor. I didn't watch Spartacus. You talking about that blood and sand shit? I didn't watch Spartacus Blood and Sand because I didn't have Showtime at the time that was coming out. Yeah, but that brother was always on point. I watched him. I'm watching him in The Wire now because I just started going through The Wire. I watched him on Fringe. Watched him on Fringe. Yes, in the John Wick stuff, but Fringe, The Wire, that was what really made his career, as far as I'm concerned. But seeing him in other roles and whatnot in movies and stuff, you always know it's him. You always know it's him, and this is why I like supporting actors so much. When they get finally start getting their due, they've been in so many movies, they're always standouts. But you might half the time never know their fucking name. But you're like, I know that dude. I saw him in this other movie. He was awesome in this movie. That's what made me learn what a supporting actor does, how good a supporting actor, how important a supporting actor is to the main actor in the role. The title person might be one thing, but if everybody else around them is shit, it don't matter. Like, perfect example, Quantumania. Who's the standout? Jonathan Majors, right? Everybody's starring, but when you think of performances, the first one you think of is Jonathan Majors. So where's the supporting actors? I'm just saying. His name ain't on the title. I mean, he was one of the headliners, but it was Paul Rudd's movie. I mean, he got the biggest check. But that supporting actor made the fucking show. Carried that bitch. Like it wasn't nothing. He was trying to get to the Creed movie. Yeah, and Fringe, Broyles was getting in their ass, dude. He was not feeling that shit. Yeah, he trained in Gladiators. I recommend you watch that also. He's a great actor. Yeah, I know he's a great actor. I already know he's a great actor. I've known that before he died. He's a good voice actor, like played a good villain in Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, I just read that in the article today. They said he was doing some voice acting too, and it wasn't anything that I had watched or had played. So I was like, oh, well, fuck. Good, because he has a good voice, good resonance, good diction. You know it was him. That's for damn sure. Yeah, he did have a great body of work. Yeah, so R.I.P. to Lance Reddick, man. R.I.P. to him. That's disappointing. And they say it was natural causes, but I'm telling you, this era right now, they put up the TikTok or the Twitter video that he had just did yesterday, or what is it? Yeah, like yes, no, he had an interview yesterday, and he put a video up like Wednesday or something like that. That shit is eerie, 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 because he's reacting to his dog's barking in the background, is what the article says. I don't think that's what he was reacting to. I don't think that's what he was reacting to. I think he is reacting to something else because he looks sad. He does look sad. And the message was that the beat goes on, right? That the beat goes on. I think that was, him saying something without saying it. Because who cares about dogs barking necessarily? But he did look sad. And I was confirmed to that, my inclination that he looked sad, that maybe he got some bad news or something. When they made a reference to Michael K. Williams, who was on the wire with him, the dude that played Omar, and then they put his Twitter post when he found out about Michael K. Williams dying. And if I listened to it and watched him, the face he's making in that the way he's controlled and everything else, and his eyes, it looked like the same thing they showed in the video that he took yesterday. I'm like, he knew something. Maybe I think he knew something. He was sad. And the beat goes on. So I don't know. It was eerie to me. That's just my feeling. I have no way to prove any of that. It's just my instinct on watching the brother. That was it. But definitely a loss. You said Bobby, yeah, and Bobby Caldwell died this week too. I saw that on fucking what was it? Tuesday or Wednesday. I was gonna bring that up on Sunday because I was thinking fucking Newstill and Faulkner, they probably gonna be in it about that shit. They probably gonna be pissed off about that. I didn't know Bobby Caldwell looked so white though. I read the article about Bobby Caldwell dying. I was like, who's this white motherfucker in here? It's like, that's him? Oh, that is? Okay, he just light. Okay. I didn't know he was that light. I guess I had never seen a picture of him. I didn't know he was that light. But yeah, shout out to Bobby Caldwell too. Look, a lot of great people going, man. I'm telling you, 50 is scaring the shit out of me. It's like, nigga, they batting 1,000 up there. They batting 1,000 up there. That 10-year block is getting cleared out. Like shit. Scared, my nigga. But that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and go in here and try to get these videos edited and put up for you guys. Apologies for the delay, but I don't know what's been going on with the damn internet or StreamYards, but I had to come home because I tried to download the damn videos from StreamYard onto my laptop, and it was giving me a download time of like 2 hours a piece. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. It's an hour video. Jesus Christ. But I already had them downloaded on my home computer. So I came back down here to edit them on my home computer and then put them up so you guys can have those reviews of The Mandalorian episode 3 and then Bad Batch episode 12 and 13. If you want to watch that shit. I was pissed off personally. But I came home for y'all, so y'all would have content and I could talk about the St. Patrick's Day shit. But that's it for now. I'm going to get out of here and go use the restroom, get these videos chopped and screwed up to the internet for you guys so you can watch that. We'll have the stream Sunday, 11 a.m. Pacific. I am on call, so it will be an on-call edition, so show up early and keep your eyes on the community tab just in case something comes up and I have to, scramble and do that and put off the show for a little while. So give me a little bit of grace with that, but click the bell on the channel so you get those alert when it goes live and show up quick so we can get it in just in case we get interrupted, because I want to do the show for you guys. You know that. I always want to do the show for you, and I hate getting interrupted when I'm doing it. But if it's an on-call weekend, I got to get it in as quick as possible. So appreciate y'all coming through. I know BGS is live right now, and the Toxic Avengers is live as well. I am probably going to listen to some of their content while I'm cutting up my content. But it's all love. I had to get my 2 cents out there, and I got a pretty good replay gang, so they can catch it on the replay. But I've been Addison Mick. Happy St. Patrick's Day. If your last name falls in that, you got some of that heritage. Celebrate it, man. It's not nothing to be ashamed of. It is what it is. So appreciate y'all for coming through. And if you want to donate, $ArtisanMC on the Cash App side, or you can hit that little $sign down there because we do have Super Chat enabled on this. So appreciate you guys coming through, and I will see you next time. I'm going to say it wrong, Sean. I apologize to Sean right now. I think I'm going to say it wrong, but Chucky Arla, our day will come. Peace. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I do appreciate it. Peace, y'all.